Okay, welcome to Week 7 USFFL action. Chiefs Broncos. We have the game up. It hasn't kicked yet. Tim has asked for just a second. That'll give us a minute. Um, the headset of mine that has not been working for a while still doesn't work. It's related to my laptop, not to the headset. Anyway, now that it's gotten a little bit colder here in Michigan, the furnaces are running in the background more. So that's going to be some background noise that I'm not going to be able to insulate without my good headphones. But I'll just speak up a little bit louder. It should still work out all right. And here we go. We've got a first down for Casey, who gets the ball first out at the 27-yard line. The 4-2 Chiefs claim to be struggling. Most of us would trade our record and cards to Tim. So, Crimea River. And let's see here. There's no volume. I assume that means audio volume, but not a bad thing for Strat. Okay, let's see. Volume is back. Let's be on our way here. For KC. Facing this Denver D. So we'll get the cards out here. Most of my broadcasts these days are impromptu, so I don't have much opportunity to spend a lot of time preparing. I wish I did. Just, as we all know, work ebbs and flows, and it's going to be that way for the next couple of months for me. But hey, at least we're here. Pulling out the Denver cards and the KC cards here. We got an off tackle. Edwards Hilaire on first down is going to get 5. Brings up a 2nd and 5 out to the 32. Okay. Most of us are somewhat familiar with the KC cards. If you play in draft leagues or something else, their team is dotted all over the place. But all of us are less familiar with Denver, sort of a more defensive style team, running style team. Well, the defense is average to good against the pass. The pick long pass one man, which is a key number against KC, is a 2 through 5, 11, 12, though, so it's not massive. Here's a guessed right second down. Looks like Fisher makes a big block, 7 yards first down. So average to good, but mostly in the way of incompletions. A lot of blanks on the card, even zero men long pass. So that free safety of Denver can move around a bit without too much worry. Although the cornerbacks are weak, so that's where the worry would lie. Second down and 5 is a first down. Sorry, is a 5-yard gain. Now we're at 2nd and 5. Let's check the injury report before we dig more into cards here. So Gordon is out, Dalton Reisner is out, and he's also out next week against the Chargers, and KG Hamler already out for the Chiefs. So that's kind of a loss for the Denver line. Left guard is Reisner. He's a 7 pass block. Flat pass is complete for 8 yards. First down and 10 up toward midfield. Against the run, Denver is average to poor, and they've got short gains dotted everywhere. So that's where the weakness lies. But KC prefers not to run if it can help it. So not a bad matchup defensively for Denver here. It could be a lot worse. I mean, it's never a good matchup when you're facing Patrick Mahomes, but it's not so bad. Flat pass, Watkins, 5 is home. Alexander Johnson out for the rest of the half after the 3-yard gain. So Alexander Johnson's role on this squad is pretty important. He plays a right inside linebacker. 5 against the pass, 4 against the run, but he's insulated by the 5 next to him, Josie Jewell. And the inside linebacking core, and then of course when you go to nickel, you can still have your 5. Short pass, Tyreek Hill, 4 men in zone. He's flushed. He scrambles and gets 10 up to the Denver 35. Chiefs putting together here a drive. O'Grady's the left guard for the Chiefs. So you can see that hole right here. Wisniewski's been playing a lot. O'Grady's been injured a lot. We've seen this before. So I don't think it's the same injury. Maybe it is, but it's been a while if it is. I'm guessing it's his second injury. Long pass, guess run, nobody home. Opportunity here. Pretty good defense back there, but you can't fight that card of Mahomes. 29 yards down to the 6. That would have been a receiver, of course, on the defensive card. So 29 yards. That 10 roll is good for everybody if you're the offense there, either side, no matter what the white die tells you. And the first and goal now for KC. 3-4 blitz. Linebuck, 2 men home, guessed correctly. There's a neutral zone infraction. So that would have been a 1-yard gain. Instead, move these Chiefs up to the 3 and a first and goal. Linebuck guessed right again. Edwards-Hilaire gets 4, though, touchdown. 2 men in zone, didn't matter. Needed to go to Edwards-Hilaire's card, did not do it. Great drive for the Chiefs to start off. 6-0 KC. Bucker on for the extra point. He's not perfect there. Again, he just dings it in off the post on the 10 roll to make it a 7-0 KC lead. Denver takes over. Without Melvin Gordon, going to have to lean on second back, who, he can run. There's nothing. Drew Lock likely the quarterback here, I assume. Philip Lindsay's been good for a number of years. This is not as good as last year's card, that's for sure. But he can do some damage. Linebuck end run for sure. Guess wrong. He's an end run plus 20 on 7. All right, so it looks like we're hung up. Not sure if that's everybody or just us. Get us out of here. Either way. Yeah, it was us. It looks like. Okay. 3rd and 10. Short pass fed, incomplete, quick 3 and out. And KC will be getting the ball back. Punt travels 46 yards. Hardman can return it well, and he scores. Look at that. Boom. 71 yards from Hardman. 13-0 KC. No flags are down. That's really a big part of KC's game. You can really change things around. Their coaching strategies. You saw it from my time playing with them. You see the big returns on 7 and 8. So there's a problem on both sides of the card here. There's a block punt. There's a touchdown. There's a 14-yard gain or something on 9 or 10. Then there's big gains on 7 and 8. There's a long gain on 12. Just so many ways you can get crunched if you're Denver and some others in this division by the KC special teams, and it shows up there in a big way. 14-0. Lindsay around the end. Going to get 5 yards. 2nd and 5. So Denver has its work cut out for them here. Finds himself down 14-0 with 8:24 left in the first. Boy, that reminds me of those Denver teams. Now we have Denver playing in the late 90s. Different era. You'd have the 1:00 games ending, in the late 90s, and the games in Denver would just be getting underway. And boy, it was uncanny. Almost every week before you could even get past 4:15, Denver scored a touchdown. It was 7-0. Usually Elway to Shannon Sharp, but it could have been others at the time. Before you know it, you tune into the game and it was already 14-0. You just got to the game after the 1:00 ended. Well, something's happened similar here in Denver, but this time it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, along with Cole Hardman, that have given the Chiefs the lead. Short pass to Judy on 1st and 10. Finds the incomplete spot on KC's 3-men short pass. Brings up 2nd and 10. We talked a bit about the Denver defense and how it's actually matched up pretty well for the job. Take a look at KC's here in a moment against Drew Lock. Look in pass, 1-man home. Picks up 5. Get to 3rd and somewhat manageable. Contain is a factor here, of course. So that KCD, average against the run, average to poor against the pass. 3rd and 5, 3 wide. Freeman checks in, backfield. Long pass to Patrick. Nobody's home. Here's an opportunity. Lock scrambles. Gets nothing. It's called a sack. Chris Jones gets credited with one. And it's going to be a 4th and 5 from the Denver 42. It's a possible decision here. Decides to punt. The continuing on the defensive discussion, KC, has limited short gains on its run card. Here's that punt now, as the Denver crowd gets nervous. 49 yards. Here's Hardman again from the 9. And we have a possible penalty flag here, and he gets the 14 yards, net of just 35. No flag down. KC starts at the 23. When Denver has the ball, the KC defense, for average to poor as it might be, passing, has a 2 through 7, 12 interception, long pass, 1 man. So not many great options. There's a reason why they went to the Super Bowl. Looking past to Kelsey here on 1st. He picks up 3, 2nd and 7. Short pass to Hill, guessed wrong. Big opportunity, gets 11. You'll accept that 11 yards if you're the Denver D. Most of us don't get a long look at Drew Lock's card. Doesn't play very much in draft leagues, that sort of thing. So just taking a peek there. Blanks across the board on 5 for his flat pass. Interceptions on 10. So 5 and 10 incomplete, right or wrong, on the flat pass. So definitely subpar flat passing. Short pass, INT, of course, pops up again on 10. And right, it is 2 through 7. Completions on 3 and 5 and 11. Must run 8, 9. Must run's a little bit below average. Flat pass to Tyreek Hill. He'll get just 3 yards, 2nd and 7. Deep ball doesn't bring much either. So, and an extra interception on 12. Denver doesn't have many answers here offensively, especially with their best player that can move the ball, Melvin Gordon, on the bench. Their best effort is to hold on defensively, but being down a special teams touchdown is not the way to get a upset going. Short pass to Watkins here. Penalty is against the Chiefs, makes it now 2nd and 12. Lindsey can do some work, and you probably have to feed on the ball. We'll take a look at his carries before fatigue next time he gets on the field. But that's what it's going to have to run through. It's going to have to run through Lindsey and then get some guess wrong passing opportunities for lock, and that's not necessarily easy to do when you're down 14-0. So the challenge is already laid down for the Broncos here in the first quarter. Blitzing here, flat pass. 0 is there. Gets 7. We face a 3rd and 5 to the Chiefs at their own 42. Third downs are big in every game. Denver's got to find a way off the field here, down 2 scores early. Showing blitz, sensing weakness in that left guard. Flat pass again to Edwards-Helaire. Incomplete, but there's a personal foul against Denver. So the defense dials up the right play call, gets the incompletion, and takes a big penalty that wipes it all away. And just like that, the Chiefs are in Denver territory up to the 43. Looking at the AFC West, Denver comes into the game 2-3. They lost this game in real life to go down to 2-4, which is exactly what the record was after 6 games last year. First down short gain for Edwards-Helaire up to the Denver 30 into Bucker field goal range. So Denver with an opportunity to get ahead of pace here with a win, but it'll also put them right at pace versus their real-life performance. Le'Veon Bell gets 4 yards on first down, 2nd and 6. Showing blitz here. Going to have to get home a few times on these blitzes, but so far the Chiefs have been just checking down to play calling, just throwing a lot of flat passes, a little bit fear of the blitz. We can take a look at that pass rush matchup a little more detailed next time here. We'll get it up on the screen. 2-yard gain is valuable 2 yards, though, to make it 3rd and 4. So we got to slide that in at the right time, or Strat doesn't let you look at the pass rush matchup. 2 tight end, 2 wide, 1 running back. Kaiser finds his way into the game, I believe, for the first time today. Lining up as the 2nd tight end on the what usually is the weak side. Short pass, Sammy Watkins. 3 men in zone, 11 yards, first down. Okay, we got the pass rush matchup in at the nick of time. On this 3 wide set on 1st and 10 from the Denver 13. KC, 2 for 2 on 3rd down so far. Flat pass, Le'Veon Bell gets 7 yards. Possible penalty. Does not show up. 2nd and 3 from the Denver 6. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I wish Strat, with all these extra rolls they're showing us, I wish they'd show us the penalty roll. Denver has a pretty favorable penalty card for themselves, so that's one way to get back. But there is a touchdown. Penalties can't help them here when they're down 20-0. Tyreek Hill, 6-yard catch on the short pass. The kick again on the 10 is good. 21-0 KC here in the first. Tyree Cleveland. His long is 31, so it's taken for a touchback. KC does give up a long gain on 12, but nonetheless, from 9 yards deep. Right move to make. 1st and 10 now for Denver. Down 3-0, as I like to say. It's just 3-0. In hockey terms or baseball terms. Probably more akin to hockey terms. Here's Lindsey. He gets the draw, but just 2 yards. So let's take a look at Lindsey's carries. He's going to have to rely on him if he's going to build a comeback. He only has 11 before fatigue sets in. So you got to look further down the cards, see who's next up for Denver carrying the ball. Short pass to Patrick, and he's dropped by Chris Jones. His 2nd sack of the day. 3rd and 19. Domination so far by these Kansas City Chiefs. Royce Freeman had just 35 carries, but a 4.9 average, which is kind of helpful on 2nd and 5 and in. Sort of from that point forward, those 5 yards are helpful. Short gains everywhere, but that low usage does catch up to him. 4th and 17. After a 2-yard run, a Lindsey carry used there, and Hardman from the 34. Look out. Hold on. Seatbelts on. Another 14 yards. So looks just like that. KC's at midfield. Got a feel for these home fans. The actual score of this one was 43-16 in real life. So we're on our way. It's amazing how Strat delivers. There's 31 yards for Tyreek Hill. So if the line is what, 25, Tim Irvin's already got 21 of it. Meaning the line compared to the actual finish of this game last year. You figure that would have been a big mountain to climb for these Chiefs, but they're taking it on quickly. 13-12 here in the second quarter. That's what remains. And KC wants to get back into the red zone here. Let's go straight to the end zone. Long pass to Kelsey. It's complete for a touchdown. Guest run. Went up top. Finds the 10 spot again on Mahomes' card for 29 yards. 27-0 KC. Kick is good. 28. Deontay Spencer. Doesn't have much of a long either. But maybe runs it out from here. Let's see. Yep, he does. Just gets 15. So out to the 14-yard line is Denver. Well, make it 4-0. Oh. Flat pass. Royce Freeman checks into the game. He's going to get 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Flat pass to Fant. Working off the Denver card here. Gets 5 yards. 3rd and 2. Well, if you're Denver here, down 4 scores. Lots of time. You just got to do it one at a time. Try to chip away. See if you can get it down to 2 scores somehow, and then you're sort of a score and a stop away. But you got to find a way to chip it, and there's 9 yards on this 3rd down. That helps. A conversion up to the Denver their own 31. Judy, Patrick, and Hamilton out there as receivers. Off tackle to Lindsey. Just gets a yard. Lindsey having trouble getting started. Offside against Kansas City, though, helps. Not only does it get 5 yards, net 4 yards from where you were, but it saves you a down, and it saves you a Lindsey carry. 1st and 5. Short pass to Judy. Guessed right. Lock runs for 12. Up toward midfield now. 1st and 10. And another nice run here on 1st down from Locke. Gets 13. Up to the KC 39. Not necessarily a high percentage must-run guy, but he's finding the numbers. That's enough to get Denver into, on the precipice of scoring position here. Technically in the field goal range of the kicker, who has a leg. Another nice run for Locke here, 8 yards. Drew Locke picking up where Melvin Gordon left off. 2nd and 2. It's 5 yards on first. Couldn't find those double boxes. But that's enough for a first down. Up to the KC 26. Obviously the longest, the farthest that Denver's been into Chiefs territory so far today here, halfway through the second period. Long pass to Judy. A 6-3 safety is back there, and it finds the hole on the card. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Back to the two tight set with Vanette on what is typically the weak side. Fan strong against the 4-3. Short pass to Patrick. A couple guys coming at him. And they get him. No fumble, but how many yards are lost? 6. Makes it 3rd and 16 back from the 32. It's going to depend on down and distance on whether this is a 4th down opportunity here, but you're probably not going to go after it in one big chunk. I'm not sure if what Judy has on his card to get 20 yards on a short pass on his card or not. He might. Let's see. Yeah, he can get 16 a couple places. Instead, it's a looking past a Fant. He gets 9 of it back. So, you could go for it here. It's reasonable. Decides to kick it, though, with McManus. Get on the board. And the kick is up, and it is good. Potential flag is waved off. Indeed, it is. So here comes the Denver kickoff unit. Might we see something dramatic here? Let's see. And you might want to look for something. Nope, it just kicks away. 1 yard deep. Look at that. Look at that card from Pringle. Gets 37. That's a huge advantage for KC in this division on special teams. Really makes a big difference. We're seeing it today. Flat pass to Bell. Incomplete. Mahomes has that, spotty card on a flat pass right. And one of the spots shows up at 10. Second and 10, short pass, gets wrong. 4 men in zone. Goes to the 4-man side, but finds the completion on 5. First down, KC, out to the 47. Seven-yard pickup, but a holding. Brings it back. 1st and 20. Draw. Edwards Hilaire searching for a short gain. Gets it, and he gets all 20 back. First down, KC up to the Denver 43. Short pass to Hardman. Guessed wrong. Incomplete. 4 men in zone. Probably reasonable for Denver to think that KC's not going to launch one deep too often here with the big lead. And, Tim sort of mentioning the interception problem that Mahomes has had. Short pass to Tyreek Hill. 4 men in zone again. Incomplete, but there's a holding call against Kansas City, which is a decision now for Denver. They accept it. 2nd and 20. Pushes KC back beyond midfield. Been in this position already before. This time it's a long pass to Hill. 1 man is home. Incomplete. Offsides against Denver. Do it again. 2nd and 15. See that? Nice long pass card for Denver, but with a more impressive long pass is their zero man. Truly is. Not many completions on there. It's got the weakness of the outside corners, though, is your exposure on an 8 and 9, but very decent card. Off tackle draw. Edwards-Helaire gets 7, 3rd and 8. So net the penalty did not work out for Denver. Cost them 2 yards, 3rd and 8 now, and some time. Blitz showing. You have to bring a linebacker to affect the left guard if you're trying to get onto that zero. Off tackle left. 3 yards. 4th down now from the 38. Decision time for KC. 2:06 left. What to do? Goes too tight, too wide, and a running back. Running is probably out of the question here. I'm not sure what our run ratings are. I guess you could run an end run right and try to get around the containment there. Flat pass. Nobody home. Hardman. Big chance for KC. They get 9 yards. 1st down, KC, up to the Denver 29. Nice play call from Tim Urban on that 4th down. Josie Jewell, there's your linebacker blitzing, has an 80% chance there. Mahomes scrambles, gets 9, 2nd and 1. .130 left. Denver still has its timeouts here. Probably let this 1st down happen before you start thinking about them. Let's see here. Line buck to Bell. It's guessed right. Linebacker in zone. Bell gets a short gain nonetheless, despite the linebacker being there. So now you can take your timeouts if you're Denver. 1:30 left inside the 10. It's time to take them. Looks like there's a minute left now. 1st and goal for 5. Showing the blitz against a shotgun. Short pass, got strong. 4 men in zone. Holding against KC, pushes him back. We'll do it again with some time ticked off the clock. It is 1st and goal from the 15. Wipes out the touchdown. KC living off that 5 reading on the short pass 4 men of Denver so far. Short pass to Tyreek. Looking for that 5 again. Can he get it? Flush from pocket. Picks up 5, does Robinson. Gets out of bounds on this 2nd and goal. And now from the 10-yard line, flat pass still an option. Kelsey, 4 men in there. 4 men in zone. Jewell cannot get the pass rush to Mahomes guard. He finds Kelsey. Touchdown. 34-3 KC with 30 seconds left in the half. Buckner's kick is good. Offside, though, against KC. And they'll do it again. Buckner hits it. 35-3. Kickoff is run back. Mandatory run back from the 1. And Denver's at the 14 with 22 seconds. You'll probably see him run them out here, I would assume. Do we see a knee from Locke? Well, we see a Lindsay carry, and it's a yard gain. 2nd and 9. KC takes a timeout. And KC takes another timeout and apologizes for it. Well, that will mess up any plan that Tim may have wanted to get Hardman on the field, barring an incompletion. Long pass Hamilton, 2 men in zone. Locke runs for 9. Gets a first down. And that'll be it for the half. So, halftime, 35-3. KC on top, in command. Let's see here. Denver wants to keep it going. Both teams do. We are going to get the third quarter underway here in Denver with a Bronco possession. After a touchback, they'll have the ball at 25. And it's a 6-yard gain on first down, Tim Patrick. 2nd and 4. Three wide versus the nickel. No blitz coming. Linebacker to Lindsay. Lindsay can't seem to find his spots here. Only 2 yards. 7 carries, 17 yards for Philip Lindsay. Not what he hoped for in his starring role today in for Melvin Gordon, who is out with injury. 3rd and 2. Flat pass to Fant. He picks up 12. Guessed right on his receiving card. That is a popular reading for many tight ends, getting double-digit yards on 5 guessed right in the flats. Fant is no different. End run Lindsay. This is his best card, his best column. Short gain both sides on 7. Finds it. Possible penalty. Does not happen. Picked up. 1st and 10. Up to the KC 43. Down 32 points. So still 4 scores and many years away from catching up are the Broncos. Flush in the pocket. Flat pass goes for 8 yards. Don't see who the completion is yet. It's Noah Fant who makes the catch. 2nd and 2 up to the 35. Staying in 3 wide. Back to the nice end run of Lindsay. In between the 20-yarder and the short gain lies the 4-yard on the 8. And that's what he gets, but that's enough for a first down. Denver on the move. Short pass, Judy. Nice catch, 14 yards. Another first down for the Broncos. Now KC's showing blitz. Off tackle Lindsay. Just 2 yards. The X-Die does nothing. 2nd and 8. Boy, The Broncos really need that XDI to start working for them. It's supposed to work for them, but it just hasn't been so far. They have an opponent number 2 on the 8 reading. Looking past Patrick. Nobody's home. Gets 15. Touchdown, Broncos. 35-9. Going to search for that first 2-point conversion of 4 that would need to be made to tie this puppy up. Linebuck to Lindsey. Needs 2 yards. Gets a short gain. 2-point conversion is good. 35-11. What does Denver do here on the kickoff? Lloyd Cranberry's out for the rest of the game. Center for Denver. He's 2 pass blocks, 0 run block. That's Cushenberry, not Cranberry. Lloyd Cushenberry. Backup center will be a 0-0. Flat pass, Tyreek Hill on first down. Guessed correctly, loses a yard. 2nd and 11. The Denver crowd amplifies a little bit, trying to get some momentum here. The Chiefs can pop that balloon real fast. Let's see what happens on this 2nd and 11. 3-4, no blitz showing. Short pass. 3 men home. 15 yards off the weak corners of the Broncos. Tyreek Hill takes advantage. First down out to the 39. Mahomes, 19 of 23, as you can see there. 199 yards, 3 TDs. No picks. Long pass, incomplete, guess wrong. The minefield of Mahomes' card. Able to tiptoe through it on the 5 roll. 4 long gains, 6 receiver, which would have been Tyreek Hill. Guessed wrong, long pass, which is a fun reading to work through, but doesn't happen. 2nd and 10, a guessed wrong flat pass to Edwards-Helaire. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. So 2 huge guessed wrong opportunities for Mahomes fall incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and long, 3-2-6 here, blitzing. Le'Veon Bell takes a spot in the backfield. And this 3 wide set. Not much pass rush coming. Tyreek Hill is double teamed. Maybe he can catch the D-die. Doesn't. Incomplete. 8 would have been incomplete no matter what on Mahomes' card. 4th and 10. The Chiefs are forced to punt. And Denver can return it. Deontay Spencer has a touchdown. 35 yards. Here's Spencer's chance from the 26. Can he find the snake eyes? He can. He does. And look at that. 74 yards. Touchdown. Denver Broncos. And hey, this is getting a little bit interesting here. 35-17. Likely going for 2 again to cut the lead to 60. Now decides to kick it. Yeah, it is pretty early. I absolutely agree with that. I understand that one. So we've got 35-18. It's a 17-point game. And let's see. Again, these kickoff decisions, you never know. Could decide to roll the dice with this momentum. Does not. Pringle from 1 yard deep. He scores! Right back at you, says Tim Irvin. 101 yards for Byron Pringle. And look at that. The Chiefs popped the bubble, not from Patrick Mahomes, but from the special teams that we've been talking about all night. Their 2nd return touchdown of the game, 41-18, pending this extra point by Bucker, which is good. Penalty, however, pushes them back 5 yards, so we'll do it again. Tell you what, the onsides does not look so bad when you're kicking away to Pringle and you're down by this amount. We talked about it in different broadcasts, but I've faced with marginal, even suboptimal 4th downs, or having my awful punter with the Chargers kick to this Chiefs team. It can easily sway the decision. Just can. And similar sort of thought process would go into an onside there, down 17 halfway through the third. Do you want to kick to Pringle or not? I mean, it's unlikely that 3 comes up. We all get that, but boy, he can hurt you in many ways, not just even that 3. Pringle's other returns range from 27 to 41 yards outside of the touchdown. First down here for Denver after 37. And the kickoff returns for Denver, the coverage just isn't good. I mean, it just reminds me of the Chargers. 36-29 in long gain is Denver's opponent kickoff returns. You're pretty much giving up field position when you're kicking to Pringle. Nice double team there by KC, makes it 2nd and 10. Doesn't mean I'd onside kick every time. I'm not saying that. Doesn't mean I'd even onside kick there. I'm just sort of making the point that on that continuum, do we do it? Do we not? 39-yard long gain here. Possible penalty. It shows up holding against Denver. Oh, that hurts. That hurts the cause. Momentum has swung back right there in complete full fashion. If the TD wasn't enough, now Denver's facing a 2nd and 20 after picking up a 39-yard long gain. So back to that kickoff discussion. I'm just saying on that continuum of do you or do you not onside, down 17 halfway through the third, I'd say it's more of a 50-50 proposition. There's a pick for KC. Piling on now. 9 yards. Just avoids the touchdown. Denver's 31. 6 minutes left. That's where KC starts off. 6 minutes left here in the third. Up 42-18 after the interception. KC's in business, poised to score again. Reminder that the final score of this game in real life was very close to this, where it is already, 43-16. Right now it sits at 42-18. And marvel at Strat sometimes, just do. Definitely going to be a different score when it's all said and done here because there's still 20 minutes left in this game. But the fact that it resembles that zany score is just amazing. Flat pass, Sammy Watkins. Guessed wrong. One man there. Picks up 23 down to the 6-yard line. Go the Chiefs. 1st and goal. Le'Veon Bell scores touchdown. Kansas City Chiefs, 48-18. Bucker on for the extra point. He hits it. 7 for 7 on PATs is Harrison Bucker. And we have a 31-point lead for the Chiefs. 4:30 left in third. Linebuck to Lindsey. Short gain. Could get 20 here. Possible penalty. Gets 20 on the double box. 1st and 10 up to the 45. Lindsey's average now evening out. 12 carries, 58 yards. 4.8 per carry. 1st and 10 going deep. Jerry Jeudy falls incomplete. Unlocks card, guessed right at 5. His only completions are on 3 and 11. Interception 10 at 2-3-12 and automatic on 12. Short pass to Jeudy. 4 men there. Finds the incompletion. Deshaun Hamilton is going to miss 3 games for the Broncos. And he is their backup receiver, so not a huge loss. Let's take a look at Hamilton's card. Hamilton split and flanker. Had 23 catches, 12.7 average, long of 40. Completions long pass right are just 3 and 4. decent short pass, regular stock flat pass right. So not a major loss for the Broncos there. Short pass to Fant. Snap fumble has occurred. Who got it? The Broncos recover. Likely to advance in this situation. They do. They just missed the long gain, get 8 yards. And that turns the ball over. I wonder if Strat will let you advance that ball on 4th down. Don't let you do it in real life. I forget whether Strat does or not. Apparently they do. But would those yards have counted? It looks like the yards did count. So in real life, the Chiefs would typically get the ball 8 yards forward from where they are now. Unless that's just within 2 minutes. I thought that was any 4th down. That's what happens. Pretty sure it's any 4th down. In any event, 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. 17 minutes and 42 seconds left at the snap. Now 17:06 left in the game. 49-18, 2nd and 8 for the Chiefs from the Denver 42. We have an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Broncos. That good penalty card not paying off. Puts the Chiefs all the way up to the 23. Off tackle, Bell guessed right. They'll lose 2. Penalties so far today: 7 against Kansas City for 50 yards, 5 for Denver for 48 yards. So you got an advantage there. Maybe not as much as he would typically have. Nonetheless, an advantage. Bell and run right. This can be ugly, but it goes to the Denver card, so he gets 5 yards. I assume that is not Le'Veon Bell's speciality. End run guess right. 3rd and 7. Flat pass, Darrell Williams. Gets right against a 0. Almost gets picked, but does not. 4th and 7. Bucker on for the field goal attempt to crack the 50-point barrier. It is good. 52-18 as we hit the gun to begin the 4th quarter. Spencer's 9-yard. And touchback. 7th touchback of the day for Bucker. Racking them up. 9 kickoffs overall. Kickoff team has been busy for the Kansas City Chiefs. 15 minutes left. Denver has the ball at their own 25 following that touchback. Flat pass to Patrick. Guessed right. One man there. Patrick gets the reception on the receiver card of 8 yards. Does not fumble. It is 2nd down and 2. Freeman takes a spot in the backfield. Lindsey takes a bit of a rest. Hamler in now as a 3rd wide receiver for the Broncos after the injury. Off tackle, Freeman finds a short gain, and it holds up, or does it not hold up? And the 3 die. It does hold up, and despite the 35 carries, 14 yards up to the 47. Off tackle, Freeman again. This time guessed right because of the 1 white die. 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard gain on his own card. End run, Freeman. Guessed wrong, gets 5 yards. 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Broncos as they cross midfield to the Chiefs' 46. Freeman gets it again. He gets a 20-yard gain, not stopped again. There may be some low usage exceptions in certain situations. I seem to recall that from the rules for some reason. I'm sort of conflicted of whether that's a house rule or whether that's a strat rule. Let's see. It's a huge margin here. We can step away for a second to get some clarity on that. Second and 14 now. Another end run from the Kansas City 30. Finds a short gain, 14 yards, first down to the KC 16. All right. Looking at the containment rule here. Just reading along here. Rule does not apply to run the other players. Okay. Does not seem. Obviously, I'm scanning here, doing a few things at once, but I'm not seeing that it matters. Oh, yeah, there it is. Right there. Okay. According to the low usage chart, the rule is in effect for the player anytime the lead is less than 22 points. So that's why we're seeing Freeman run here with sort of reckless abandon. That's really interesting. So 2nd and goal now from the 4 after Lindsey's 4-yard gain on 1st and goal from the 8 to catch us up. So Denver knocking at the door here. KC showing a blitz. Short pass to Jerry Jeudy. Guessed wrong. It's complete. Jeudy scores from 4 yards out. Touchdown Broncos. 52-24. And the Broncos will just kick. Makes sense to me. McManus is on. The kick is up. And he's not so good at extra points, but he makes it. He misses on 10, 11, and 12. Very good field goal card is McManus. He's one of those interesting guys. So 2 through 9 extra point. Pringle avoids the touchdown and just gets 36 yards instead. Casey will start at 35. So 2 through 9 extra point, but he's 2 through 11 through 12, 2 through 10 all the way out to 32, and then 2 through 8 out to 41 is Brandon McManus. So, for whatever reason, something gets into his head in those extra points. Everything else is sparkling on that kicker card, but he has trouble converting after the touchdown. So we have subs in now for the Chiefs, do we? This Chad Henne gets 3 yards there. We do. Tyreek Hill still in the game. Travis Kelce still in the game. Linebuck to Bell. Gains 2. So the Broncos lost this game in real life, as we mentioned before, in a very similar score. This will make, as we look ahead to next week, Denver will be the host yet again, and they'll host the Chargers, the team that I coach. In that game, some of you might remember it. It was kind of dramatic. Denver won on a last-second touchdown. Really, beyond the last second, with no time left in regulation, Denver scored. It was initially waved off by one official. The other official came in, called it a touchdown. That untimed down came after a pass interference by the Chargers in the end zone. And the Broncos won that game in dramatic fashion. So up in the 30s at that point. So it may have been 31-30 or 34-33, something like that. The Broncos beat the Chargers in next week's game. And both of those teams were 2-4 in real life heading into that contest. And in Strat, it looks like both of those teams again will be 2-4, right exactly where they're sort of supposed to be versus the sort of that scoring comparison. So the Chargers will have an opportunity to get ahead of schedule if they can pull off the win in Denver next week. Denver looking for the win to keep pace with their scoring comparison chart. KC, on the other hand, now we'll move to 5-2. Let's take a look how the team looked through 7 contests last year. They had 1 loss through 7 contests. This year they have 2, so they stay 1 behind. And if you look at this schedule, Casey's going to be chasing their tail for quite a while to try to catch up, because they keep on winning. So they've met their quota of losses for the year. They finished 14-2. The last game of the year, this team lost to the same Chargers. That game, as you might remember, KC had locked up home field advantage and basically rested everybody, and the Chargers ran away with it. The homeless Chiefs couldn't keep up, and it was 38-21. In any event, after this game here, the Chiefs will face the Jets and then the Panthers, and then Vegas, and then there's a potential Super Bowl rematch that I remember well last year, where they beat Tampa Bay in the regular season, 27-24. What was, as I recall, a pretty dramatic back and forth comeback game, as both teams sort of raced down the field at the end. Sort of last one to have the ball won that one. Let's catch up with the game here. Denver has the ball back, facing a 2nd and 12 at their own 18, 5:24 left. Then Denver, Miami, then New Orleans. Again, they won 32-29. So a couple really key battles, potential playoff or Super Bowl matchups there. New Orleans, Tampa, that we can get previews on. Both these teams, Tampa and New Orleans, out of the NFC South. Tampa has righted the ship. It seemed a little bit shaky there with all those injuries, but 4-2, can't complain. New Orleans is at 2-3, so there's some work to do. And run for Freeman. Only gets a yard. Guard could not make the block. 2nd and 9, 3:54 left. Let's take a look at the conference standings here. So New England and Tennessee come into the week with just 1 loss. We take a look at the potential home field here. KC captured home field in real life, but as you can see, they had a loss to Baltimore. Is that correct? No, they beat Baltimore. KC beat Baltimore, right? KC beat Baltimore, so it has a tie break there, but lost to New England. So that could have implications if New England can stay at the top of the standings. But New England just doesn't have the cards to sort of maintain a 1-loss record throughout the season, or one would think. Dennis obviously coaching the team really well right now, so perhaps he can maintain it. But you'd expect there's a couple losses here and there that could pop up with those cards. Tennessee at 4-1. Interesting. Obviously a playoff team as well. A lot of power on the offensive side of the ball. Get the 2-minute warning now. So there's, if it were to end today, you see we've got the Colts looking at a wild card. Raiders, Steelers battling for 1. Bills have really flexed their muscle lately, but still sit at 3-3. Down in the NFC, Seattle won yesterday, which is why you see this the 6-0 record there. And the Rams are right on their heels. They have not faced each other yet this year that I know of. No, they haven't. I don't think. So check that. Seattle is 2 weeks away, and then they'll play again in Week 16. 22 seconds left in our game. 52-25 KC leads. Henny takes that last knee, and the final insult is an offside against Denver. That's declined. That stops the clock. The teams were on the field. They have to head back to the benches and just take another snap. It's a technicality, but it's required. They retreat to the sidelines. There it is. Henny kneels, and it is over. 52-25. We'll give the guys a chance to join if they want to. Feel free to join the broadcast. No pressure, of course. And there really is never any pressure on this, guys. Only if you're in the mood. Sometimes I know I'm not in the mood after a 2-4 start with the Chargers. Tim will be on his way in. As we wait for his arrival, we'll take a look at the box score. No, it didn't. From a stat perspective, Denver held its own. 349-287, not what the score would have otherwise indicated. Huge drive start advantage for KC. It's KC special teams. 130 rating for Mahomes. Le'Veon Bell picked up 10 carries. Like to see him get the ball if you're KC. Longest play of the game was only 29 yards. Kelsey for 29. Oh, sorry, 31 there for Hill. Pardon me. Downs pretty even. Third down efficiency pretty even. Red zone efficiency dead even. Denver actually outran them. There's Tim. Hey, Tim. Can you hear me?
Hang on.
There he is.
Yeah, I can hear you. You hear me?
I can hear you great. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you very much. Hey, before we get into that, can you help me? I'm curious. I closed out of the game and I don't have a file to upload. It still shows me with the same 4-2 record. It's like I don't have evidence that the game happened, but yeah, I mean, I saw the box score come up, and I'm not sure why it's not there. Anyway,
it's all real. I can, if you want me to back out and in, I can.
Oh no, I don't necessarily mean that. I just thought I wonder
if it shows up in my league manager. I mean,
yeah, I'm just hoping that you or somebody, David or you, can upload the file because I have no evidence that the game was played on my machine.
Happy to give it a try. Let's see here. Backing out, backing back in. AC 5-2.
Sweet. Okay, so you could even you? I mean, as a watcher, you can upload that file too, right?
I believe so.
Yep.
Yep. Push it out. You're good.
All right. Sweet. Thank you very much.
Sure. So here we go. Chiefs Denver. We talked about it a lot in the game tonight on the broadcast. That the real life score here was 43-16. And
I see. Okay.
52-25 is where we ended. You just can't help but marvel at what the Strat team does, the product they deliver.
Yeah. Do you have the other game up as well, by the way?
Which game?
So there's a game that started an hour after mine. I thought we could
Browns, Bengals, something. I do not.
Yeah, well, we could maybe pull that up. have that up while we're looking and talking. If you don't mind, if you have time, if you don't, that's okay.
I've got 15 minutes before the Colorado State Utah State kickoff.
Oh, okay.
Highly
All right,
anticipating
buddy.
that one. Who isn't, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so we got. I'll quickly get that going
Crazy
for a minute.
luck I had in that game against the Broncos, but
Um, I guess you can call it luck. I mean, it's in the cards there for Pringle to do what he does and Hardman to do what he does, right?
but maybe not both in the same game. But yeah, that was obviously. I felt like I've been quietly struggling and kind of, I needed a game like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, struggling for the Chiefs, right? And we were taking a look at the scoring comparison, for the Chiefs, and you're going to spend all season trying to catch up, right? Because you've already reached your quota of losses.
Yeah, but but it's more than that. So if you've been watching, if you're the person playing the Chiefs and you've seen everything I've seen, then you know that despite my 4-2 record, I've struggled far more than that suggests. I could easily be 2-4 right now. The Ravens got up on me 17-0, and I won. The Texans 13-0. In both those games, I had nothing working for a whole half. There were several games. Your game, I could have lost several times.
50-some-yard field goal.
So just trust me when I tell you that it's worse than 4-2 looks. It has not been good, and every game has been a struggle that you wouldn't expect as a 14-2 team. But yeah, tonight I don't know. They came out hungry. I finally was able to hunt a little bit. So
yeah, and you're landing on those the 10 on Mahomes' card nicely. He has a pretty nice long pass defense, right? I mean, it's one of the better long pass zero man cards out there. If it wasn't for his really bad cornerbacks, it would be pristine. But you were finding completions there, nice completions on his card as well. Short pass, that 5 kept on coming for you.
yeah.
So Mahomes had his way tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. And I don't know. I finally had, like I say, I finally had a rhythm, and yeah, I mean, certainly, there were quite a few breaks, but you're right. The cards are a part of that. And yeah, I was able to hit the numbers tonight.
Well, we talked about it. Do you onsides there or not? And, I ultimately said, no, I probably wouldn't onside kick halfway through the third, down 17. But on the continuum of things to do, right, the yes/no question there, it was definitely not 100-0 decision in my mind. I mean, it was somewhere
I see where
right
you're
in
coming
the
from.
50s.
Sure.
Right? Because you look at, it's a very similar to the Chargers situation. The special teams advantage for the Chiefs is just massive. You're going to put it in Pringle's hands with his potentially, if you don't get a touchback, with his return card. Then, to make matters worse, just like the Chargers, the kickoff coverage team for Denver has 36-29 long gain. So it's actually a pretty tight decision. I mean, to me, it's like a 55-45. I go ahead and kick away there just because it's so early.
Are you speaking? You're speaking situationally, not like on an every kick situation, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Situational.
Okay.
Yeah, down 17, halfway through the third. I mean, if it was under 5 minutes in the third, I probably would have been tipped downsides.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. If it would have mattered. I mean, it was still a pretty big. I mean, I know there was a lot of time left too, but I was having trouble with my substitutions. I really should have just gone. And I kept waiting. I sort of felt like the AI at some point was going to say, "You're far enough ahead, I'll automatically pull your people out." And I just kind of hate asking my opponent, "Hey, can you wait for 3-4 minutes while I pull out these, quarterback, tight end, cheetah, and all these other guys." I don't like to do that to somebody, but I kept waiting for the computer to pull people out, and it didn't. So I ended up once I pulled Mahomes out, I didn't even make the change in the background. I did it every play, which is, probably a pain.
Well, you make a point there that's related to Dennis's post in Slack this week regarding our computer managers and the possibilities there. What can be done. I think a few follow-up questions are needed. Now, if I have time, I'll reach out to him sooner or later here. So if we were to push you or Scott a coach file, which, in there we, of course, do the subs, also make some changes to the computer manager, but really it's subs in the formations, right? Where we just take our blocking back, one fullback formation, for example, right? Something you never used.
You just
And you
pick a
designate that
formation
for
and
your
set
respective
that as your
teams.
backups.
Yeah, as your backups, and you just
That's a
sort of always
smart
have
thing. Yeah.
and
There are
also the guys
formations out there I don't ever use. That's exactly what I need to do. Yeah, of
that.
course. I'm going to do that this week. Great,
And if
great
we push that
suggestion.
up, does it? But the follow-up question is trying to make sure it holds throughout the season. That coach file, I'm pretty sure it does.
I think it does too.
sometimes
I'll
it's
test
very
that
sticky.
tonight. I'll test that tonight because I actually am curious. So
Yep, yep. We have no score here in Cincy.
yeah, they must have started late. I think, considering
No,
they're still in the first quarter.
yep. Bengals driving. Short pass to Higgins. He's doubled up. Looks like a dump off for 4. So 4th and 2. Bengals will try to get out to a lead. Randy Bullock is on. It is good. So 3-0. 3-0 Cincinnati. Next week is the Jets for the Kansas City Chiefs,
Yeah,
and then the Panthers.
yeah, which is Panthers coach. It may be his first year, but he and I played 30-something games this summer together. Just a couple of tournaments. We were just, you know me. I've been emailing out all the time. I'm always wanting a game, and I found a guy that wanted to play a bunch of games, and yeah, so we're familiar opponents. We'll kind of know each other going into that one. Let's put it that way. So
We spent some time because of the score, looking at the standings. We didn't get very far um, throughout to really dissect things, but we look at the West here. Chiefs with 2 losses. Raiders, I don't have their result.
they Raiders lost an overtime game, I believe, to the Buccaneers.
Yep.
So
So
they're
that
three
brings
and
them to
three.
3. So that gives you a game advantage. The Broncos and the Chargers will go face each other next week at the exact records they had going into the game. Both went into the game 2-4, and both will go into this game 2-4. And we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. The Broncos won that game in dramatic fashion in Denver last year. So Chargers with a chance to finally sort of get ahead of their record next week, and the Broncos trying to keep pace. That's how the AFC West is shaping up. Can any of us catch these Chiefs? Well, there's as you it's best to look at your schedule. You've got one game against Vegas left.
Yeah,
You've
because
got
I've
one
got
against
one against all 3 division opponents because
Denver,
I've now played each of you once.
and your strength of schedule otherwise, as indicated not by coaches but by 2020 records, is
It's
not
not too
particularly
bad.
difficult until you hit a
You know,
stretch where you
I've
get
got
those
the
Super Bowl
Jets, I've got
previews.
Carolina and Atlanta. Those are 3 upside down records. And Denver, was an upside down record. So yeah, I've got some opportunities
You've got
there,
those
but
two Super Bowl preview games, right? You got the Bucks and you got the Saints. So
potentially.
and you're away in both of those games. So
I don't. I will see if I have a hard time this year picturing getting to the Super Bowl if I can't. Like I say, tonight finally worked out, but boy, it's been a struggle up until then.
hmm, still
I'm,
3-0.
I'm less confident than I've been in a while with this team. Let's put it that way.
What are you finding from the team? Do you find any particular weakness that we can all exploit?
Well, everybody's been exploiting the same weakness, and it's the same one that everybody exploits in real life, which is to take advantage of the Chiefs' slow linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's it is what it is. But I'm not going to give you too much of a blueprint. But if people have been
You know
paying
what I'm
attention,
talking
they
about.
know what to do.
And hey, I meant to ask you this question: Is that was Wisniewski's in again? Was that a second injury to your left guard or the same injury?
So it was the same one. Nick Algretti is out for me for I think it was 5 weeks. He's out for a while. So
So that
that's
same injury. He didn't get re-injured. Got it.
no,
Okay. Yep.
no. He was out. He was out the whole time. So
And you saw Denver smartly try and take advantage of that, blitzing one linebacker in a three defensive front formation to draw the matchup against the left guard.
Yeah, and I could have. I thought about this. I could have pulled my tackle. He flexes. Right tackle could have played left guard for me, but I decided it wasn't worth it. He's got a good enough blitzer where I would have left that hole at tackle that there was no reason to switch really. So,
Yep. Did you make a mess of situational subs at the beginning of the game?
um, no, not really.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
Unless you took a moment. Well, at 9:23 here, I'm going to get ready for the Mountain West Clash.
All right, buddy. Hey, I appreciate you covering my game tonight. Really do, man. I'll check out the broadcast. You know I will.
Very happy to.
And
Congratulations.
I may be broadcasting the game tomorrow, Saturday. There's a afternoon game.
Yes,
And
Giants.
if nothing comes up, I'm still planning on, I think, on broadcasting that one. So.
Yeah, I want to see those Giants. They've been doing really well. I'd like to.
Yeah, he's
I would love to see
4-2.
them.
Kaplan, number 1, if I'm not mistaken, on our stack ranking. Let's see how the vet's doing. Let's check it out.
Yeah, before we cut away, let's take a quick look at the NFC standings. So Giants 4-2 coming into the week. I believe the Cowboys lost to the Redskins. That was the Redskins with 3 wins.
They did lose to the Redskins. Here's a big question: Giants and Eagles are playing. Have they already played, or is this game number 1?
This is for the Eagles. They'll face.
Oh, they played 2 out of the next 3 weeks, huh?
Yep.
Who knows? There might be a bye week in there, but yeah, okay. So then that means it's huge because the Eagles, if they win, they get to within a game and they have the tiebreaker edge. But man, if the Eagles lose that, then yeah, Giants jumping out to a 5-2 record that's a big advantage at that point. Wow.
And we knew that would be a fascinating division going in. It's really turning out.
Yeah, big game tomorrow. I hope to cover that one. I'm kind of excited about it.
Great. Yeah, please do. All right. Thanks again.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. Enjoy your game, man.
Good night. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.